Okay, hi guys. Good evening. Happy Monday. Sorry about last week. I posted the wrong detail. That's why y'all couldn't join the class, and I corrected it, but it's a bit too late lah. But guys, don't worry. Okay. So hi guys. Shall we repeat? Not repeat. Shall we go into what we are learning today? Okay. Do you have the Do you have the notes? Do you have the notes? Why is my screen black? Hang on. Okay, should be normal. Okay, just a moment. My Zoom is very... Excuse me. Let me do it again. Okay, should be normal now. This Zoom is very weird. They always act like this. Okay, so guys, let's begin. Let's begin. This one is last week's stuff. Actually, right, this thing you already learned in year 8, and year 9 you learn it again. In your Cambridge science textbook is like that. In your checkpoint book also like that. So you learn it twice. But never mind. Okay, never mind. Remember to request a video. I'll send it to you later. Okay, so let's talk about flowers. Okay, let's talk about flowers. So flower is the reproductive organ of a plant. Okay, they use this to make fruits. Okay, imagine this. Humans, we have reproductive parts. We have female and male. We have the ovary, uterus, vagina, and then we have the penis, testes, and everything. You have the male part and the female part, right? And male and female will make baby, make offspring. So reproductive organ is the same thing. Okay, for plants, it's the same thing. For plants, their reproductive organ is the flower, right? Flower is the ovary, vagina, and everything of a plant. It's also the penis, the testes, and everything for a plant. Okay, so let's look at the flower. Okay, let me start from here. Stamen. Stamen is the male part. Okay, 男孩子的器官叫做 stamen. So this is the stamen. So stamen. How do I remember this? Can you see men? 男子 men. So stamen is male. Okay, stamen is male. And then this four is your pistil, or some books they call it carpel. Some they call it pistil. This is the female part. Okay, 女孩子的部分. This is the female part. Okay, you might say, sir, why so weird one? Why this flower got male and female one? Some flowers, okay, some flowers, they are unisexual. Okay, unisexual. That means they have one sex. That means you have male flower and female flower. And then you have bisexual flower. Okay, bisexual flower. What is a bisexual flower? Bisexual flower is a flower that's like this. Like this, loh. You have male and female part inside the same flower. That's the bisexual flower. Unisexual means unisex. Okay, like for example, papaya. Okay, let me show you this. Papaya flower. Okay, there, papaya flower. You see? Male and female. This is unisex. This is unisex. That means if you put two papaya tree together and they are both males, 两个男子在一起both male flower you will not see any fruits. Fruit is the baby 水果是孩子吗 ？No fruit, cause male cannot reproduce 嘛。So you see, there's papaya is like this. Okay, but for hibiscus, right? You know hibiscus? Da Hong Hoa, our national flower. This one is male plus female. Can you see the red part? The red part is the female. The middle one, the middle stick. The yellow part is the male. Okay, the yellow part is the male. So you have the female and the male together, you see, together in the same flower. So this is bisexual flower, 双性花。你们 OK 吗？ Are you guys okay? Male and female, guys, pay attention to this part. This part is very important. Okay, you'll be learning in biology next year also. So quite important. All right, so let's go into each and one of them. Okay, let's look at the male part first. Okay, you see, male is simple. Male part is more simple. Male part only has anther and filament. Okay, anther and filament. What is the filament? This is not important. Filament is just the support. Okay, filament is just the support. Okay, what is anther then? Okay, this is the main part. Okay, I highlight here for you. I highlight here for you. Okay, do you remember what is the testis? What is the testis? The balls of a male. 男孩子的蛋蛋. Testis is to make sperm. Okay, testis is to make sperm. Anther is to make plant sperm. 植物的精子. Plant sperm, we call it pollen. This is called 花粉. Okay, sperm is 精子. Pollen is 花粉. They are the same. Sperm is the male cell, 男孩子的细胞. Pollen is also the male cell, but it's for plant. So testis will make sperm, anther will make pollen. It's the same thing. Okay, it's the same thing. So 花粉, right? It's just like sperm. Pollen is just like sperm. You have many of it. They produce many of it, millions of it. You have so many. If you go near flower, you sneeze. If you are allergic to flower, you are allergic to the pollen, most likely. Your nose cannot tahan this thing. Okay, your nose don't like it, so you sneeze. Okay, guys, this is very important. That's the anther. Okay, female one, this is more complicated. Okay, let me get the not important thing out of the way first. Okay, let me talk about the not important one first. Style is not important. Why? Because style is the stick to support, just like the filament. Style and filament, they are the same function, is to hold this thing up. No function one. It's just for support. It's just like a frame holding it up. Okay. The important one is this, the stigma. Okay, stigma. Okay, I'll talk about the stigma later. Okay, and of course, you see ovule and ovary. This is very similar to human. Okay, girls will make ovary. Okay, girls' ovaries will make ovum. 女孩子的卵巢会产生卵子 ovum 卵子 right? But for flower, it's ovary producing ovule. Can you see the name is very similar? Ovum, ovule. Okay, ovum, ovule. Ovary will produce ovule. Ovary will produce ovum. Ovule, ovum is the same. Ovum is for human. Ovule is for plant. Okay, so same as human. Sperm will go and find ovum. Pollen will go and find ovule. 精子去找卵子，花粉去找卵子啊。This one in Mandarin 就是 called 卵子。Okay, sperm will go and find ovum. Pollen will go and find ovule. Okay, so that's their job. Okay, what about this stigma? What about this stigma? Okay, this part will usually be very sticky. This part will be sticky. You see? Sticky stigma. Stick. Okay, sticky stigma. So stick. Okay. What is this for? Is to stick the pollen grain. Pollen grain will come and stick here. This is the sex of a flower. Okay, humans, how do we give sperm to the ovum? We have sex law. Humans have sexual intercourse so that the guy can give sperm to the girl. This one is the same one. Okay, this pollen grain will come and stick here so that this is their sex lah. Okay, so how do they do this? How do they do this? You have wind, you have insects, you have animals. Okay, if you remember, how do we this process? Okay, this process I'll talk about it later. Okay, it's called pollination. Okay, pollination, sulfur. Okay, pollination, sulfur. I'll talk about this later. Okay, so anyway, let's look at the first one. Many flowers contain both the male and the female reproductive organ, stamen and the pistil or the couple. Okay, if you say, sir, this one I don't want memorize, can ah? 这个不要记可以吗? Can. I want you to know the anther and the stigma and the ovary, ovule, and of course the pollen. This one, male got 2, female got 2, and of course this stigma is for it to stick here. So this one, this 5 you need to know. Okay, so what about the behind one? What is petal? Petal is the huapan. Okay, petal is the huapan. So petals are colorful, only insect or animal pollinated flowers. Okay, what is insect, animal pollinated? Okay, just now remember I said, how can this thing come here? How? One of the method is animal or insect. Okay, like bees, like hummingbird. You know hummingbird? 蜂鸟. So as a flower, if I'm a flower, if I have no color, I have no nice smell, animals and insect will not come for me. Will not come for me. So when you see colorful petals, when you see this thing is like red or yellow or pink, something bright color, this thing will come. The insects will come. The animals will come. It's just like us lah. You are attracted to nice smell. You are attracted to colors. When you buy, let's say, a phone case, you want the color you want. You want maybe pink, okay? Any pastel color or any bright color. You wouldn't want to go for a, light gray or something very, 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 very so-so. Maybe you like, I don't know. Okay, so the petals are usually colorful. Okay, this is for insect or animal pollinated flower. This is to attract insects or birds. Some flowers even produce a sweet fluid called nectar. What is nectar? Nectar is the huami. This thing will become the honey. Okay, this thing will become honey. Okay, so why do bees make honey? Because they collect nectar. And where is the nectar? Usually the nectar is here, hidden here. Why need to hide so deep? So that the bees can come in. Guys, have you heard of this before? When bees, they come in, they have a furry body. Their body is full of fur. 全部是毛哦. So when they come past here, okay, when they go past here, this pollen, 这些花粉哦, will stick to their body. Okay, will stick to their body. Why do this? Because when the pollen stick to the bee's body, when they go to another flower, they might stick this pollen to the stigma. Can you see what's happening now? Again, let me repeat. Bees will come for the nectar, and accidentally, 不小不幸的, accidentally, they will get pollen on their body. And then when they go to another flower, the pollen, because they still need to come in, so their furry body will brush against this stigma accidentally, and then they will accidentally pass the pollen to the stigma. Okay, this is why you need bees. If there's no bee, this won't happen. Bees or butterfly lah. Okay, this won't happen. There will be no pollination. Okay, so this nectar, right? This nectar is to attract insects, attract bees. It's like an exchange law. I give you something sweet, you help me pollinate lor, you help me spread the pollen lor, 帮我传粉咯，传好粉咯。I help you, you help me lah, exchange lah, we trade. I give you pollen, sorry, I give you nectar, you help me spread pollen. Okay, so the anther produces pollen grain, the male gametes, this is similar to sperm, like I said just now. The ovary contains ovule, the female gametes similar to ovum, this one. So these two very important, I highlighted for you already. So anther pollen, ovule, ovary, ovule. So these two. So they will combine to form a fruit, a seed, a baby. You know, fruit is a baby, right? You know, seed is a baby, right? Because when you plant a seed, it grows into another tree. Okay, guys, don't be shy, huh? Let me know if you don't understand, huh? Okay, and last week's video, remember to submit, huh? Okay, so let's talk about pollination. Let's talk about pollination. This is so fun. Okay, so fun. So what is this? Okay, flowers undergo sexual reproduction similar to humans. Okay, plants, they have sex too, but you don't see plants cannot have sex because plants cannot move. Okay, plants cannot move. So you see, humans, male will have sex with female to pass the sperm to the ovum. But flower, they cannot do that. That's why they need insects. That's why they need animals. That's why they need wind. Okay, wind can do it for them too. So in humans, sperms swim to an egg cell or the ovum, and fertilization takes place. You remember what is fertilization? This is when sperm and ovum combine together. Fertilization. In flowers, however, pollen grains cannot swim. Okay, this one, they cannot swim here. There's no water here. Therefore, they rely on the help of pollinating agent. This process is called pollination. Forgot to mention. Okay, can you please write this down? Pollination is transfer of pollen to stigma. Okay, can you write this for me? Transfer of pollen to stigma. Transfer of pollen to stigma. So this process is called pollination. Okay, pollination. Pollination. So to do pollination, you need pollinating agent. Pollination, pollinating agent. Okay, pollination, you need pollinating agent. Okay, in this case, you have insects, birds or animals, you have wind. Okay, am I confusing you? Is this confusing? Are you guys okay? Please let me know if you're okay. Give me an okay in the chat if you're okay. Okay, so anther pollen will go to the stigma, and then ovary will produce ovule, they will combine, and then you will make a new baby. You will make a new fruit. Okay, so let's look at insect pollinated flower. Okay, let me show you something. Let me show you something. Okay, this is how it looks like. Can you see this is a bee full of, wow, what are those yellow dots? Those are the pollen. Can you see usually a bee will be full of pollen? Because they really want the nectar. And then when they pass by the flower, they will accidentally get pollen on themselves. Which is a very pretty thing, you see? Which is a very pretty thing because without them, you won't have fruits. All the fruits you eat, almost all the fruits you eat, they come from bees. No bees, no fruit. All right, so bees are more important than you think. Okay, so don't kill them. Don't kill them. They mean no harm, and they are just doing their job. They are giving you fruits, right? Without them, there will be no fruits. So this is your bee. So insect pollinated flower. Okay, so how do we attract bees to come? How do we say, hey, bee, come? Right. When an insect comes to a flower to collect nectar, pollens get stuck to the body, accidentally stuck to the body. When the insect goes to another flower, some pollen grains are transferred to the stigma. Okay, so when they visit this flower, they get the pollen. They visit another flower, they will pass by the stigma. Okay, so the transfer of pollen grain, oh, they mentioned it here already. It's called pollination. So fun. Okay, you transfer your pollen grain there. Okay, to transfer pollen grain, very important. Transfer pollen grain. All right. So, oh yeah, okay, that's why I missed this point. Okay, so when an insect comes to a flower to collect nectar, pollen gets to their body. When the insect goes to another flower, some pollen grains are transferred to the stigma. Okay, how do we pull bees to come? This point is very important. I think you learned it in primary school also. So how do we ask bee to come? First, I need to be colorful and fragrant. I need to look nice. I need to smell nice. If I don't look nice, if I don't smell nice, how would bees come for me? All right. That's why you will see bees on sunflower, orchid, hibiscus, any colorful and fragrant flower. Okay, like orchid, I don't really like the smell. Is it orchid? Something like that. Okay. I don't like the smell, but for bees, it's fragrant. Okay. And of course, the pollen, they need to be sticky or spiky. Okay. Produce a small amount. You don't need a lot because it's very easy to stick onto the bee's body. So the pollen will look like this. Rather than this. You see, this one cannot stick. This one easy to stick. Okay, so their body will be full of pollen. And they have short filament to keep the anthers inside the flower so that the insect can brush past them. You see? Can you see the filaments are very short instead of being long and then outside here? Because if this is long and outside, when bees, they pass through, they won't get the pollen. But now when I'm so short, when bees come in, they will for sure pass by the pollen. They will for sure get it onto their body. So there's a high chance that they can get another flower pregnant. I see flowers can pregnant too. Pregnant is the fruit law. Okay, so this is insect flower. Insect flower. Okay, next we have wind flower. Wind pollinated flower. Okay, wind pollinated flower is the opposite. 完全相反 is the opposite. Okay, so number one, they are not colorful, they are not fragrant. If I only need the wind, I don't need color, I don't need smell, because wind just blow on. I don't need that. I'm wasting energy if I grow that. Okay, it's like putting a spanner, you know, a spanner, a spanner, the one used to fix your car. If you are putting a spanner at a bubble tea shop, it's useless. You're wasting space and money to put that because you don't need it. Okay, they are not colorful, they are not fragrant, they have smooth pollen like this. Why? Because it's easy to blow. This one easy to be blown. This one hard because this one got spike. And it's in large amount because wind blow, they fly everywhere. This one, small amount because they don't need a lot because insect will for sure get it. Very easy to transfer to the next flower, so don't need a lot. Flower very hard. Sorry, wind very hard because I don't know where they will go. I just need to make 1,000. It's a machine gun. I shoot 1,000. Hopefully one will gonna. Just not the one I only need 50 because for sure it will go to the next flower. Okay, so filament and stigma are long and stick outside the flower to scatter, catch pollen. So you usually see wind one. They have long filament and the whole thing is hanging outside. So the wind can blow them. The pollen grain can just go wee. The wind blow, they fly away. See? Colorful flower, nice smell. So you have a bee here. Okay, can you see the fur? Can you see the fur? Usually the bud here is fur also. So when they pass by, this thing will stick here, stick everywhere lah. So they just go to the next flower, then the flower get it. Okay, so if pollination happens in the same plant, it is called self-pollination. Okay, this is very important. We have two types of pollination. We have self-pollination. We have cross-pollination. Okay, what is self-pollination? Self-pollination is when you get pregnant yourself. I know it sounds weird, but some flowers can do it because they are bisexual. They have male and female parts, so they fertilize themselves. They get pregnant with themselves. Cross-pollination is when you cross to another plant. From this anther, you cross it. Okay, cross-pollination. Guys, I don't know whether you know this. This is how they create new types of fruit. Not really new lah, but new breed lah. Okay, like you know durian. Any of you here eat durian? Any of you here eat durian? Do you know what is D24? What is Mao Samang, Musang King, and things like that? Okay, so how do they come up? Why durian got so many types? Because they do cross. They cross this and that, and then this and this, and then this and that. Hopefully, they will find something that people like. It's just like dogs, lah. It's just a dogs, lah. You can mix a Pomeranian and a Husky, you get a Pomsky. You can mix a Labrador and a Golden, something like that. So this is called cross. This is how you create quality fruits. Good quality fruits, tasty fruit. All expensive fruit also come from this way one, right? Like in Japan, they have something called Kyoho grapes. Guys, have you heard of this before? You know Kyoho grapes? This thing. This is really expensive, guys. This is really expensive. One bunch is like 300-400 ringgit. Ringgit, one bunch, but it looks super nice. So this is from the cross-pollination one. The guys, Japanese, they are very good at this. 日本人种东西是很厉害. They just know how to cross them and get something people want. Okay, so this is cross-pollination. Okay, let's go back. Okay, so self, cross, if it's the same plant, then self. If it's two plants, then cross. Okay, cross. Okay, so please put attention to the characteristic. If it is insect pollinated, how do they look like? If they are wind pollinated, how do they look like? Insect one usually colorful and smell nice. Wind one, no need smell, no need color, just be white and produce as many pollen as you can. Okay, shall we go to the next one? Okay, next one is fertilization. Okay, so you see, human, we talk about human first. Okay, animals lah, animals. Okay, what do? We first have sexual intercourse. Okay, that means have sex lah. So now the sperm will go and find the ovum, and this process is called fertilization. When sperm ovum combine, it's called fertilization. But for flowering plant, it's a little bit different because they can't do sex, so they do pollination. Okay, this is for pollen to find ovule, and same thing, fertilization. Okay, just the front process different. Animals, we can have sex because we can move. Plants cannot. So they call it pollination, and they need help of wind, animal, or insect. We don't need to, but the rest is the same. Sperm, ovum, pollen, ovule, and both also called fertilization. Okay, so how do they do that? For animals, sperm will swim to the ovum, remember? Sperm will swim to the ovum. But for plants, it's a bit different. They can't swim. So what they will do? See, can you see this is the pollen grain? The pollen grain, they will grow a tube down and go find their ovule. Okay, they will grow down. You learn more in details in year 11, I think. The biology. Okay, they will grow down and go find the ovule. Okay. So same like swimming lah. Same like swimming like humans one we swim, but plants one they grow down. Okay, and the pollen grain they grow a tube out and then they will go down, go and find the ovule. Okay, so once they are inside, they fertilize, the flower is pregnant. Guys, only when there's fertilization, there's pregnancy. Just like human, plant is the same thing. Okay, only when you have fertilization, you have, yeah, basically the same thing. Okay, so what's next? What's next? So this middle one, male and female combine, you will become a seed. This thing will become, can you see fusion? Fuse. Two combine together. This is the same. Okay, guys, for humans, sperm and ovum together, you will get a zygote, a single cell, you get an embryo. For plant, the same thing. When pollen combine with ovule, you get zygote and you get embryo. So embryo is inside the seed. Can you see? Embryo is inside the seed. So for us, embryo is the small baby. Same goes to plant. It's the small baby. Okay, so the zygote divides many times to form an embryo. Zygote to become embryo. The outer part of the ovule forms a tough layer known as a seed coat. Okay, so the outside here, you have a layer of seed coat. Guys, have you touched seeds before? Have you touched red bean before? Have you touched green bean before? Usually they are very hard because that seed coat is hard to protect the seed. There the ovule becomes the seed. The stigma then style wilts, the ovary then becomes a fruit. Okay, so can you see this part here? Can you see ovule is inside ovary? Ovule is inside ovary, so your ovule is inside ovary. So your ovule will turn into a seed. Your ovary will turn into a fruit. Okay, so you see, ovule is inside ovary, that's why seeds are inside fruits. You eat apple, you eat grapes, you eat most of the fruit, the seed is inside, right? Because that's the ovule. That's where the ovule was. And then you have the ovary. So when we are eating fruits, guys, when we are eating fruits, we are eating the ovary. We are eating the ovary. All right. And guys, did you notice something? If a plant has flower, that means the plant has fruits too. You have flower, for sure you have fruits. Okay, guys, do you know rose is a flower, right? You know rose is a flower. You know rose has fruits. Many people say, so fruit, rose got fruit, I mean, yes, it's called rose hip. I mean, we Asians, we don't eat this one. Correct? This is the fruit of the rose plant. Okay, fruit of the rose plant. So same goes to sunflower. Same goes to sunflower. Sunflower is a flower. They will produce seed and fruit. Guys, do you know what's the seed of a sunflower? You know what is your sunflower seed? Your sunflower seed is your guaji. Your guazi. Guys, this thing is from sunflower. It's a seed from sunflower. Seed and fruit each lah. Okay, because they don't make big fruit, so just eat it like this. Okay, so guys, can you see very similar? Okay, so what's next? You see, embryo will do implantation. That means embryo will plant into the soil. Plant into the soil. Same thing here. The embryo here need to plant inside the soil so that they can grow. You plant a seed before it grows. So you also plant an embryo before it turns into a human. The difference is implantation happens in the uterus or the uterine lining. Okay, and in the uterine lining, that means the blood girls have period every month, right? That's where the seed will grow if she's pregnant. Whereas plant, they do it in the soil. So can you see it's like a little bit different, but it's mostly the same. Okay, it's mostly the same. So you see, this is the beauty of biology. We are animals. These are plants. You would think we are very different. Yeah, very different, but somehow in reproduction, we are very similar. Okay, so again, animals have sex, sperm go find ovum, fertilization. Plant, they have pollination, bees help them do it, hummingbird helps them do it, wind helps them do it, pollen will go find ovule, then fertilization. Okay, same thing happen. So after fertilization, you have for humans, you have zygote, embryo, then implantation, baby. Zygote, embryo, plant into the soil, you have a baby tree. So you see, very same one, very, very, very similar one. Okay, very similar. Okay. Okay, shall we look at fruits? Okay, let's talk about fruits now. Huh? Let's talk about fruits. Okay, so like I said just now, the ovary will turn into a fruit, ovary will turn into a seed. Okay, this one you know. That's why you finish the fruit and then the seed you throw away. Okay, you see, the plants want us to do that. They will attract us. Just now they use color and smell to attract bees. Now they use the same thing. Color, you have colorful fruits. They use color and smell to attract us to eat the fruit. Why? Because when we eat the fruit, we throw the seed away, the seed will grow somewhere else, and you have another tree elsewhere. And that's the point, because they want the plant to grow in everywhere so that they don't get extinct. You see, humans, we give birth so that humans will continue to exist. Plants, the same thing. Okay, plant is the same thing. They will want to grow everywhere so that they don't extinct. So an ovule grows inside an ovary, therefore seed is inside the fruit. Okay, so ovule inside ovary, seed inside fruit. Okay, so same thing. Okay, dispersal. Dispersal is the spreading of the seed. Okay, seed needs to be spread out and grow somewhere away from the parent plant. Right? You see, I cannot have my child growing near me. If I'm an apple tree, I can't have another grow beside me. Okay, 有多一个苹果树在我旁边就不是很好了。Why? Because my son will fight with me for nutrient, for shelter, for sunlight, for water. We will basically be in competition. Okay, so I want you to grow as far as possible away from me if you're the sun. So this is why we need dispersion. So if all seeds were to grow at the same place, they will soon compete for space, sunlight, nutrient, water. Imagine 5 apple trees grow together, you have overcrowding. Imagine your great-great-grandfather, your great-grandfather, your grandfather, your father, and you, everyone lives in the same house. I mean, we used to do that, but since for plants, food is very limited, so they cannot do that. Okay, so dispersal. So similar to pollination, dispersal can be done using agents. So usually plants cannot move again, so they have to ask animals to help them, or wind. See, wind, animal, water, bursting. Bursting is like they burst and spread the seed away. This is not very effective because it doesn't go very far, but water is very effective. That's why we have coconut. Coconut can go to different shore, different ocean, different shore and different beach to go there. Okay, so blackberry, they use animal because we eat them and throw the seed away. By wind, see, all these things will catch the wind. So dandelion, dandelion is by wind. Guys, do not get confused. Dandelion is the spreading of the seed, not the pollen grain. Just now the one is pollination. Now this one is dispersal. Just now is I want to go find girlfriend. Now is I'm kicking my son away. I'm kicking my son away from my house. So it's a different thing. Okay, guys? Make sure you're okay. Make sure you're listening. Okay, next, I'll save the photosynthesis for, okay, please request a video from me. I'll send it to you. Okay, let's go to number 5. Okay, let's go to number 5. Hang on, how many questions do you have here? Okay, let's go to number 5. So let's label parts A and B. Okay, let's label all, shall we? Okay, we remember what is this called? This is for the pollen grain to stick to. This is the stigma. Okay, stigma. B, this part not important, is a stick to support. It's called a style. Style. C is the petal. Okay, petal, the colorful part. D is the ovule. Okay, D is the ovule. Outside here is the ovary. E, what is this? This is called sepal. This is not important. What is this for? This is to protect the flower before it opens. You see, when the flower is closed, there will be 2 things beside it. So when it opens, this thing will go down. Sepal, and then F, F, they are asking for the ovary here, sorry. So that's the ovary. So ovary will make ovule. The ovary will make ovule. Okay, name the parts labeled A and B. We've done that. Give the letter that attracts insect. Okay, so if you're a bee, what attracts you? Of course, it's C. If this is very colorful, you will go to it. Okay, it's just like a car lah. You wouldn't look at a silver car. Okay, but you will look at a red or a yellow car. Right? Let's say you buy Asia lah. Asia has silver color, right? You won't pay attention to it one. But if the Asia is red, if the Asia is yellow, you will see, ooh, nice color. Then you'll pay attention to it, or pink, whatever. Okay, C. Explain why it is useful to the plant to attract insects to the flower. Okay, so that the insect help pollinate the flowers. If you don't want to say pollinate, you can say insect help transfer pollen to stigma. Okay, or you can say insects are pollinating agent. Can also. Very a lot of choices for you to choose. So you choose one. Okay, letter of the part of the flower that will develop into a seed. Seed is the inside, because seed is always inside, ma. You eat apple, fruit outside, seed inside. So the seed is D. Okay, the seed is D. Okay, next, number 5. Flowers are what that are involved in sexual reproduction. Okay, they are organs. Okay, flowers are organs. Many flowers have both male and female parts. Okay, the male parts, like I said, is the men. Where is it? Oh, okay, where pollen grains are produced. Okay, there's no statement here. Okay, we call it anthers lah. Okay, anthers. Guys, very easy to remember one. You know a deer has antler. A deer has antler. So antler is up there. So anther also like up there. Okay, you see, anther is up there, ma. So it's like very similar. Okay, the pollen grains contain the male gametes. Is it gamete? Yes, gametes. Okay, male gamete is sperm lah, but in plants we just say gametes because we don't say sperm. Okay, C, the stigma, style, and ovaries are the female part. Each ovary contains at least one ovule. That's the which will become the seed. Ovum, remember ovum, which contain the female gametes. So D, pollination is the transfer of pollen grain from the what to the where? From the anthers to a stigma. Okay, where the pollen stigma stick. This is often done by insects which are attracted to the flower by its brightly colored petals or by its scent. Okay, scent is a nice smell, 香味, scent. The flower often produces a sugary fluid called nectar. Can you see sugary? That means it's sweet. Nectar smells nice. Okay, nectar, which insects like to eat. As the insects push into the flower to get this sweet fluid, they accidentally picked up pollen grains from the anthers again. Okay, this was written already. So you see, I go down to get the fluid, my body will accidentally pick up the anther, pick up the pollen grains. When they visit another flower, they may rub some of the pollen grains onto the stigma. They will transfer it to the stigma. E, after pollination, a tube grows out of a pollen grain. The tube grows down through the style That's the stick of the female to an ovule. The male gametes travel down the tube. For the male gamete, there's the answer already. It fused with the female gamete inside and inside an ovary, I guess. There's no ovary here. Okay, zygote eventually becomes an embryo. Becomes a seed. Okay, so there's an extra word here, but the tissue here is not used. So it's a bit weird here. Okay, okay, this crossword puzzle. Okay, you go home and do this. You go home and do this. I go to the next question. Go home, do this, do this, This is all. I just need you to know the keywords. That's all. 懂 keyword 就可以了. If you can do this, means you understand the keyword. Okay, so let's go to 7. Name the part of a flower which the fruit develops. Fruit is from who? From ovary. We're eating the ovary of a plant. How this fruit helps the seed to be dispersed. Okay, so apple, how do they disperse seed? By using animals. Of course, animal eat insect and throw that seed away. Explain answer, because they are colorful, they are fragrant, they are sweet. Okay, why is it important for seeds to be dispersed? To avoid growing near parent plant. Okay, it's like this lah. If I'm a dad, I don't want you to stay with me forever and don't work. I want you to move out, right? I'm sure, okay lah, it goes for different lah. But last time, right, whenever you are around 20 something, 30, you should move out. You shouldn't stay with your parents. Same goes to humans. You see, if you're like 30 something, 40 something, you still stay with your parents. Last time lah, now it's different story lah. Okay, last time if you still stay with your parents at 40, people will just look down on you like, why you still stay with your parents? If you get what I mean. Okay, guys, I think I'm gonna end it here. You can go home and finish this crossword puzzle. Okay, because we have finished our reproduction of plant. Okay, last year we learned human. This year we learn plant. Okay, so if you go and study the human one, it's almost similar, very, very similar one. Okay, I already gave you the similarity. 应该很相似，很一样的 if you compare them. Okay, if you compare them, a very similar one. Okay, so if you have no question, guys, remember to submit your request video for last week. Okay, sorry for posting the details late. So remember to request, I will send you the video. Okay, please it's in the chat. Remember to fill up. Okay, and I will see you next week. We'll go to chapter 2. All right, so happy Monday. I'll see you next week. Take care. See you. Bye-bye.